You know this story of Hanuman setting fire to Lanka? It's probably one of the most famous parts of the Ramayana. But here's the thing, it wasn't just some random act of rage. No way. This was a calculated, absolutely devastating first strike, a masterclass in psychological warfare, all carried out by a single messenger. So let's dive in and see how we pulled it off. And that's really the big question, isn't it? How can just one person, a messenger, cripple an entire kingdom before the war has even officially started? It's a story of how a mission to bring hope turned into something else entirely, a mission of absolute terror that shattered the enemy's morale before the first arrow was even fired. Okay, so to really get the sheer brilliance of what Hanuman did, you first have to understand just how impossible his mission was. I mean, we're talking about a situation that looked completely hopeless. Just try to picture this for a second. You have Rama's whole army, all these mighty warriors. They've searched the entire subcontinent for Sita, and they finally get to the southern coast. And then they just stop, dead in their tracks. Because in front of them is a massive, endless ocean. The trail's gone cold. Their enemy is on an island they have absolutely no way of reaching. So you've got this entire army totally stuck. But it only took one hero to completely change the game. Just one. Only Hanuman, with his incredible powers, had what it took to leap across that sea and take on this super dangerous solo mission right into the heart of the enemy's kingdom. All right, so Hanuman makes it. He lands in Lanka, this glittering, super fortified city. But his first job isn't to start smashing things. Nope. His primary objective is way more subtle. It's all about intel and confirmation. He has to find Sita and deliver a very simple but very powerful message. And Hanuman's approach here is just so smart and methodical. First up, the search. He sneaks through the entire city until he finds this grieving woman in a place called the Ashokvatika. Then comes the proof. He can't just walk up to her, he has to earn her trust. So he gives her Rama's ring. He delivers that message of hope, that rescue is coming. And in return, he gets her jeweled hairpin as proof for Rama. Mission accomplished, right? Well, not so fast. Yeah. It wasn't quite that simple. When Hanuman first shows up, Sita is absolutely terrified. And you have to put yourself in her shoes for a second. She's a prisoner, she's surrounded by these shape-shifting demons, a total stranger just appearing out of thin air. That doesn't scream hope to her. It screams new trick from her captor, Ravana. And this is where we see the first real sign of Hanuman's genius. He gets her fear. He doesn't just try to talk his way through it, he presents the one thing, the single object that Ravana could never fake, the one thing that would prove he's for real, her husband's signet ring. That one little ring turns her terror completely into hope. So, okay, the main mission is done. He found Sita, he confirmed she's alive, he could have just left. But he didn't. And this, right here, is the turning point. This is where the quiet messenger becomes a one-man wrecking crew. The objective switches from sneaky intel gathering to full-blown psychological warfare. So after Sita gives him her blessing to, grab some fruit because he's hungry, Hanuman doesn't just have a little snack. Oh no. He completely trashes the entire pristine royal grove. He's uprooting these ancient trees, just causing total chaos. And this wasn't just random vandalism. It was a very deliberate move, a provocation, designed to draw the enemy out and see what they're made of. And of course, Lanka takes the bait, hook, line, and sinker. First, they send in the regular guards. Hanuman deals with them easily. So Ravana sends one of his sons, Akshay. He gets killed pretty fast. Finally, things escalate big time. Ravana sends his A-lister, his most powerful son, the legendary warrior Meghnad, and Hanuman fights him to a total standstill, forcing Meghnad to pull out his ultimate weapon. So, that epic battle with Meghnad ends with Hanuman being captured, but here's the kicker. That was also part of the plan. See, getting captured was the only way he could get a face-to-face meeting with the big boss himself, the demon king, Ravana. Now, you might be wondering, why would someone as powerful as Hanuman let himself get captured? Well, it's because Meghnad used something called the Brahmastra. This is a celestial weapon of just unimaginable power. Now, Hanuman probably could have resisted it, but doing that would be a huge sign of disrespect to its creator, Lord Brahma. So in this incredible act of strategic piety, he honors the weapon and lets it bind him. So he's dragged into the royal court, and there he is, Hanuman, standing right in front of Ravana. The demon king is just fuming, totally arrogant, and he demands to know, "Foolish monkey, who are you and who sent you?" And Hanuman, he doesn't even blink. Right there in the heart of enemy territory, surrounded by thousands of hostile demons, he looks the king right in the eye and says, "I am Hanuman, messenger of Rama, whose wife you stole. Return her and beg for forgiveness." I mean, the sheer guts to say that right to a tyrant's face, it's incredible. Well, Ravana, as you can probably guess, just loses it. He flies into a rage and orders Hanuman to be executed on the spot. But then his own brother, Vibhishana, the one righteous guy in the court, steps in. He reminds Ravana, hey, you can't do that. There are rules of war. You don't kill a messenger, an envoy. It's against Dharma. So Ravana backs down from execution and settles on what he thinks is this really clever, really humiliating punishment. He figures monkeys love their tails, right? They're proud of them. So he orders his men to wrap Hanuman's tail in cloth, soak it in oil, and set it on fire. And that turned out to be the single biggest mistake he ever made. Because what Ravana intended as a tool for humiliation was about to become a weapon of mass destruction. He literally just handed his enemy the perfect tool to destroy his city. This whole sequence of events is just pure genius. As the demons start wrapping his tail, Hanuman uses his magic to make it longer and longer and longer. He forces them to use up all their cloth, all their oil. Then, the moment they light it, he shrinks back to his normal size, the bonds just fall off. And now, with his tail as a giant burning torch, he leaps up to the rooftops of Lanka. And with that triumphant war cry, Jai Shri Ram, he starts his attack. He's leaping from palace to palace, tower to tower, systematically setting the entire golden city ablaze. He's turning Ravana's greatest source of pride into a massive funeral pyre. But here's the thing. This wasn't just random chaos. Even while he's burning the city to the ground, dealing this huge psychological blow, he's incredibly precise. Think about what he didn't burn. The Ashok Vataka, where Sita was left completely untouched. He made sure she was safe. And the palace of Vibhishana, the one guy who spoke up for him, was also spared. This was like ancient-style precision bombing. So, with Lanka just a sea of flames behind him, Hanuman just calmly dips his tail into the ocean to put out the fire and leaps back across the sea. His job is done. He found Sita, he delivered the message, he sized up the enemy's strength, and he completely demoralized an entire kingdom, all in one go. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. His mission started as a way to deliver a message of hope to just one person, but it ended by delivering an absolutely terrifying message of fear to an entire nation. And that message was crystal clear. If just one of Rama's messengers can do this to your capital city, what in the world do you think his entire army is going to do to you?